Hi, wrestling fans. I'm Bob Caudle, and welcome to another exciting, action-packed hour of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Wrestling the way it used to be and the way you like it. Welcome to this special edition of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, a special wrap-up of the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour with highlights from some of the cities that took part in this tremendous event. Fans, one of the feature events of Thanksgiving Thunder was the Pick the Winner Battle Royal, where one lucky fan won a special prize for picking the winner of the match. Now let's go to ringside at Freedom Hall in Johnson City to see the closing moments of that city's Battle Royal.
The clothesline by the Dirty White Boy, and now they are teaming up on Smothers. Tracy in a bad situation here, Dutch.
Now, one thing, if they do get rid of Tracy Smothers, then it would come down to White Boy and Night Stalker, and I think that friendship, this little comradeship they have going right now, would dissipate quickly.
Head first into that top turnbuckle right above us here, and now the White Boy going to take his shot at Tracy. Sends him crashing across there, and watch, he's going to shoot the Night Stalker into him. And the clothesline. Tracy staggers out and heads to the canvas.
And the Night Stalker talking to the crowd. He's saying that Tracy Smothers does not stand a chance, and right now, Les, I'm sure you'd even have to agree with him.
I would indeed, Dutch, I would indeed.
You see the two crossed axe handles or axes on the Night Stalker's trunks.
DDT.
A symbol of, I guess he will behead you if he gets an opportunity. I have no idea. The Night Stalker just asked me, Les. He didn't ask you. He asked me.
I noticed that.
Why do we get left with such garbage in the ring like Tracy's mother? I have no idea. But all during this match here. Oh, big power slam.
Out and power slams in.
Give the White Boy an assist on that one.
I would think the handwriting is on the wall at this point.
Well, I would think the people that put their names in the White Boy or the Night Stalker's box, they're feeling sort of smug right now. It's all going their way. Over the top.
But Smothers hangs on. He didn't touch the
Did
floor.
Touch referee call.
He's back.
He's back. No call from the referee. His foot must not touch the floor.
No.
A shot by Smothers. And a side judo kick. And another one. A one-legged. Wait a minute. They got him back down. They stopped that momentum. They're going to have to slow him down.
Yes, they did. Tracy Smothers very slippery on that one.
We've already seen one handicap match tonight. Now we're seeing almost another one, almost a repeat of the first one in reverse.
A great start of a second ever by Tracy Smothers was pulled down by the Dirty White Boy. But now the Night Stalker going to work, and again, the White Boy goes into the sidewalk supervisor mode. He had him by the ears up there, Dutchman.
It takes a lot of power to pick a man out right under the throat. Tracy's mother, he weighs in around 235, 240 himself. And for a man to pick another man up like that, a lot of power that the Night Stalker possesses.
Right now, it's just a matter of how much they want to beat Tracy Smothers down.
Yeah, but I would have to question. They need to go ahead and see if they can get him out.
Look at there! A double lariat,
a miraculous. A desperation move on the part of Tracy Smothers, and it worked. It worked. And here we have the winner, Josh Jenkins. I didn't get the town here in Tennessee, but he wins the VCR.
And winner, Josh Jenkins.
Josh Jenkins wins the VCR.
Tell you what, they took a little too long. They had you double teamed there. You know, I know you've been doing great things in tag team wrestling over the last couple of years. Now you've come here, you've switched over to a single. I know the transition can be a little tough, Tracy, but you're doing a heck of a job.
Thanks, Les. I want to thank Sandy Scott. I'd like to thank Bullet Bob Armstrong for giving me the opportunity to compete. To compete in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. But all I want to know is it's great to be alive and be in the great state of Tennessee. Mr. Thatcher, you're definitely right. This is a step up the ladder. This is my chance. I've got something to prove. I'm going to prove to every man, woman, and child in Johnson City, Tennessee, and the millions of people that watch Smoky Mountain Wrestling that Tracy Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boy, can do it on his own. It takes the hard times to appreciate the good times. I can't change the things I did in the past. All I can do is correct the future, and the future is now. 1992 is the year that the South shall rise again.
Good luck to you. The winner of the Battle Royal here in Thanksgiving Thunder. We'll be right back.
Wrestling fans, keep in mind Smoky Mountain Wrestling returns to Morristown at the East High School on Saturday, December 12th at 8 p.m. The biggest card ever in Morristown. You'll see Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Hands of Stone Ronnie Garvin, the evil Kevin Sullivan. You'll also see the Mongolian Stomper, White Lightning, and Tim Horner. Plus, Jim Cornette's Heavenly Bodies take on Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden with Dutch Mantell. Christmas Chaos is coming to Knoxville at the Civic Coliseum on Christmas night, Friday, December 25th at 7:30. It's Catch Fox 43 Fan Appreciation Night. All seats only $4.30. You'll see Kevin Sullivan and the Night Stalker taking on the Mongolian Stomper and a partner. You'll also see the Dirty White Boy and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff taking on Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin, and White Lightning, Tim Horner.
You know, White Boy, you're having a hard time hanging on to that title, ain't you? That's right. Well, have you lost faith in Mr. Wright? Seems like you got Paul Orndorff now by your side. Now, you and him both are trying to defend that title. Well, at Christmas Chaos in Knoxville, Tennessee, I've got me a partner, and that's Ronnie Garvin, Hands of Stone. Now, Orndorff, you know all about Ronnie Garvin, and White Boy, you know all about me. And when we come to Christmas Chaos, it's going to be nothing but chaos.
It's Christmas Chaos, Christmas night in Knoxville for the Smoky Mountain Tag Team titles, 3-on-2 handicap match, the Heavenly Bodies and Jim Cornette against these guys, the new champions, Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express.
You know, you talk about a handicap match. That's a match Brother and I asked for because Jimmy Cornette seems like somewhere or another he always sticks his nose where it don't belong. With Jimmy Cornette, this time you're going to be in the ring, the racket's going to be gone, and all heck's going to break loose right there in Knoxville.
That's right, but first of all, I want to say hello to my brother Wayne and all the guys that are at Morgan County, and we wish you the best. But you see, presents are on Christmas Day, right? Well, our presents coming to us right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, because they say that we're in a handicap match, 3 against 2. But we see it the other way around. The handicap's going to be on your point, Heavenly Bodies, because like we said, Jimmy Cornette, this time you're going to be in the ring where we keep our eyes on you, baby. And one thing about it, we're taking you down for the 1, 2, 3.
Well, fans, in the showdown between Mr. Wonderful, that's Paul Orndorff, and Danny Davis and Ronnie Garvin, it was Davis and Garvin who won the battle, but Orndorff won the war.
Orndorff climbing to the top rope. See, Smoky Mountain Wrestling has no rule about the top rope. Oh!
And he misses off that top rope. Davis was able to move out of the way.
He stayed up there a little too long. He telegraphed what he was going to do, and now he made it to the corner, which is the best move that he could do. Now they're swinging wild. Garvin's swinging wild at Orndorff, a big headbutt.
As I had mentioned earlier, I think I would have tried to put Davis away 5 minutes ago when I had the chance. He savored it, and now he's there to face a fresh Ronnie Garvin.
What a shot, and another one right across the chest, and a punch. Orndorff down, but you see the strategy, at least half the strategy that I said has proven true. It looks like Davis is sort of neutralized in the corner now. He's going for the pile driver. Remember, the pile driver is banned in Smoky Mountain. Flash Morris is saying, don't do it. He's going up. He's trying to get him.
Orndorff reverses it, drops him, but Garvin's able to hang on. Can he bring, watch here. Davis
takes him over.
And a 3 count. Garvin hangs on. 24 minutes, 1 second. Your winner, Davis and Ronnie Garvin. Garvin and Davis declared the winner, but look at Orndorff. He knocked Garvin out with that knee out on the floor.
Well, they got the pin on him, but I don't think it's no great accomplishment for Garvin and Davis. 2 men on 1, and now he's going for it again. It is man now. Whoa!
Driver.
He has went back and he has pile dropped Danny Davis again. A shot by Garvin. This is getting out of hand. Danny Davis almost on top of our announcer table now. Flash Morris over top of him trying to protect it. And Garvin back.
And Garvin into that corner. Dropped him with a reverse atomic drop.
Now both men down. Orndorff has both men in a bad way. It looks like road carnage out here right now, Les.
Davis is out of this one, I believe, Dutch. Garvin's still trying to get up. It looks like Orndorff is going to try and pile drive Anderson. And here comes Jimmy
Well,
Horner.
Paul Orndorff also figured very prominently in the lumberjack match showdown between White Lightning Tim Horner and the Dirty White Boy for the heavyweight title. So right now, let's go back to the ringside and join the action in that match.
He's going to hit, like we said a while ago, he needs to get a little second wind here. He's bouncing around. He's showing a little bit of life over there in the corner.
It looks like he is ready to make a move.
And White Boy is throwing him from way down south somewhere. And he, whoa! Horner coming back.
Horner.
And a shot. And another one. Now, White Boy down again.
Horner opens up with the right hands. Cross ring goes the Dirty White Boy. The champion taken high in the air on the backdrop. Tim Horner is wound up. The lariat by Horner. And again with another clothesline. Horner in the driver's seat, reversing the offensive momentum. But look at here. The White Boy drops, pulls Horner by the tights, pitches him outside, and look at Orndorff.
They are putting the boots to Horner outside the ring. The referee. He's back in the ring now.
Where's Orndorff going now? He's pulling himself up on the apron, going in his tights. He's got something in his hand. Horner back at Orndorff. Orndorff still has it on. He throws it to the champion. The White Boy puts it on. Looks like nuts to me, some kind of foreign object. And now Horner is set up by Orndorff, and the champion pounds away.
Referee distracted over there on the other side of the ring.
2 and 3. There you have it. With the help
Time of the fall, 15 minutes, 2 seconds, your winner. And still Smoky Mountain champion, the Dirty White Boy.
The White Boy retains his title with a win over Tim Horner, but he is assisted, Dutch, by an object and Paul Orndorff.
We'll give Paul Orndorff an assist on that one, but the fact remains that the Dirty White Boy retains the belt. Wait a minute, we've got a discussion going on in the ring now. We see the wild-eyed Southern boy, Tracy Smothers, just in the ring. Now he's out of the ring. Now we got two guys squared off here. We got White Boy and Orndorff against Horner and Garvin. And this Garvin, I think he's trying to get something started with everybody in Smoky Mountain here.
Ronnie Garvin just enjoys a good battle, I believe. But right now he's teamed up with Tim Horner.
Now, these men are squared off. No referee in the ring.
The match is officially over, but believe me, the feud is far from over. Dutch, your official
Fans, here we are in the dressing room area. Mr. Wonderful, I can't believe that you would come in and interfere in the match to help the Dirty White Boy defeat White Lightning and Tim Horner.
Do you think for 1 minute that is a blatant lie? You know something, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, it's been a conspiracy between my man right here, Dirty White Boy, and myself. You think he needs my help to be Horner? Heavens no, he doesn't need it. You know, you need glasses like Armstrong needs a new pair of glasses. You just don't see what the truth is and what's happening. Other matter is that my man still got the belt.
The truth is that, Tim Horner, I took you out in that ring, and just like I said, I beat you in the middle 1, 2, 3 by myself, and you can't handle that, can you, boy? We'll take a real good look at the Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion. You ain't, I am, and if Ronnie Garvin or anybody else wants to stand beside you, you look right here what I got standing beside me, baby, because I am, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion, and you ain't, and you never will be. And now, get out of my face.
You know something else? Those people out there might as well just start liking it.
Hey, Paul, the beer's on me.
You know, I've kind of cooled off, Ronnie, a little bit, but I can't forget, and I can't get it out of my mind. You know, every time I go up against the Dirty White Boy, it's got some kind of interference. And now it's Paul Orndorff. He wants to stick his nose in. Well, you know, my wife's been on me, and my parents have been on me. They say I'm changed, I'm different, I'm going off on them for no reason, you know, and it all stems around this title. Well, Paul Orndorff, he wants to stick his nose in my business. And if anybody knows anything about Paul Orndorff, I know it's you. And I just want to ask you now, Ronnie, if I've got to fight too, I may be pretty tough, but I ain't stupid. So I want to know if you want to stand by my side and let's take these guys on.
Well, I don't claim to be the best, but there's one thing I claim is my word is my bond. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stand by you, but I'm going to tell you, you got to take it easy. When you go off like that, you're going to be just like Paul Orndorff. You see how crazy he is? Well, that's the plan we got to have. We got to make the dirty white boy act like Paul Orndorff, go out of his mind. We got to send these boys to the insane asylum. At the same time, we're going to kick their butt. We have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We drive them out of their minds, possibly out of wrestling, make them lose money, their temper, they're going to get fined. That's the way you got to get. Steal their ropes, steal their boots, whatever we got to do. That's the tactic. You stay cool, drive them nuts.
So
and we're going to do it.
So you're my partner?
Oh, you're darn right. You're going to count on it.
White boy, you and Orndorff are looking in for some bad trouble.
Now you can see the excitement of the Volunteer Slam in your own home. A one-night tournament to crown the first ever Smoky Mountain champion is available on video cassette. The 8 top stars of Smoky Mountain Wrestling are featured in 7 great matches to decide who the best really is. To order your Volunteer Slam tape, send $15 plus $2 postage and handling to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Post Office Box 1279, Morristown, Tennessee, zip code 37815, or write for a free merchandising catalog.
Well, the Smoky Mountain Tag Team title picture has been turned upside down in the past 2 weeks, fans. So let's go to Les Thatcher for his special report on the matchups between the Heavenly Bodies and the Rock and Roll Express. Here's Les Thatcher.
Thanks, Bob. I'm sure you all know that the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Championships was the center of activity and controversy long before the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour began. In fact, a few days before the Thunder Tour, the title was on the line in Harlan, Kentucky, where the Rock and Roll Express did defeat the Heavenly Bodies for that title. The match was a hospital elimination match, which means once a man starts bleeding, he is eliminated from the competition. Our cameras were not on the scene. However, a fan using a camcorder in the bleachers was willing to give us his videotape of that encounter, because presently you will see Stan Lane, who's already been eliminated, move to ringside. Pritchard going to the top rope now to take the knee. The center ring to Ricky Morton. Morton moving out of the way. Pritchard comes down on the knee. So now both Morton and Pritchard stunned, and here comes Robert Gibson back to ringside. Now 2 men who are eliminated are back at ringside as Pritchard grabs Morton. Lane up. Here comes Jim Cornette. Watch him. But it's Gibson taking the racket, and he swings as Morton ducks, and he nails Pritchard. Now, what has happened here is that the shot with the racket. The referee turns around, but Pritchard has been split open, and he is eliminated, and the new tag team champions are Robert Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. But the action is far from over as you see Stan Lane come in with a savate kick. Another savate kick as they go to work on Gibson and Morton. Here's Cornette in with a powder to the face. Now, Lane retrieving the racket as the Heavenly Bodies go to work on the Rock and Roll Express. The new champions have no time to savor their victory as they're trying to defend themselves against Cornette and his wrestlers. In a moment, you will see some more bodies moving into this action here in Harlan, Kentucky. Right now, Cornette pounding around away with the racket, using it to the throat of the Rock and Roll Express. Now, wrestlers coming out to help out the Rock and Roll Express, being swung at with a racket by Jim Cornette. Now more wrestlers, and here comes Cornette's bodyguard, Killer Kyle, as he moves into the ring now to protect his mentor and the Heavenly Bodies. He's pushing wrestlers off. In a moment, you'll see him go to his pocket and pull out a blackjack. He'll start swinging at the lethal weapon as he nails wrestlers left and right, still covering the backs of the Heavenly Bodies and Jim Cornette. Yes, the Rock and Roll Express are the new Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions in this match, but they're being left laying in the ring in Harlan, Kentucky, as the Heavenly Bodies of Jim Cornette take out their frustration and animosity on new champions. Again, all the wrestlers trying to get in to help out, but Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies having their way along with Killer Kyle. In a moment, you'll see them feeling that the damage has been done. Cornette moves to the outside and waves to his wrestlers. Cornette moving back up. He'll get a few parting shots here, moving back in. And again, watch Cornette with the racket on the Rock and Roll Express. Stan Lane and Tommy Pritchard also throwing the punches, kicking away at Gibson and Morton. Now a few more wrestlers moving into the ring. The odds have increased And in a moment, Cornette will lead his group from the arena, having lost the title, but in some ways feeling they have won the battle. We're now going to Hazard, Kentucky, the Memorial Gym, the first stop on the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour, where the newly crowned champions, the Rock and Roll Express, will be defending the titles against the Heavenly Bodies in a Falls Count Anywhere in the Building match. So right now, let's go to the Memorial Gym in Hazard, Kentucky.
Once again, wrestling fans, in this match, Falls Count Anywhere in the Building. Stan Lane met by Robert Gibson as Gibson goes to work on both Pritchard and Lane. Gibson shoots Lane across ring, comes back with a backdrop. And Robert Gibson has things going his way right here for the Rock and Roll Express. Tom Pritchard and Robert Gibson, the legal men in the ring. But here comes Ricky Morton. Shoots that fist into the forehead of Stan Lane, and Lane is outside. And Mark Curtis comes outside. Inside, Pritchard and Ricky Morton coming this way. Inside the ring, it's Stan Lane. No, it's Jim Cornette coming, bailing out this way, coming back after Ricky Morton. Inside, we've got Dr. Tom Pritchard and Robert Gibson. So the action here is fast and furious. Referee Mark Curtis comes back in. There is a 2 count as Robert Gibson bails out. 2 count as Dr. Tom Pritchard almost had the 3 count. Cornette a little bit upset about that, wrestling fans, as Robert Gibson bails out. Ricky Morton puts Stan Lane back inside. I've lost track who the legal man in this match is, wrestling fans. Here in Hazard, Kentucky, I guess probably our fans are just as confused as outside. We've got referee Mark Curtis attempting to count Robert Gibson and Dr. Tom Pritchard out, while inside the ring we've got Stan Lane and Ricky Morton. So wrestling fans are up to decide who the legal man in this match is. Now we've got all 4 outside the ring as Jim Cornette pulls Ricky Morton off, and Morton unloads on Jim Cornette, the manager of the Heavenly. Here comes Ricky Morton back. Dr. Tom Pritchard coming this way. All 4 men on the floor battling. We've got 2 in the ring, and here comes Ricky Morton and Dr. Tom Pritchard. Where is Cornette? 2 men on the outside of the ring, 2 on the inside, and Mark Curtis working on the inside of the ring as Tom Pritchard does battle with Ricky Morton on the outside. Here's Cornette with a towel, and he's got the ether. Is that ether, or what is it? We can't tell where Cornette is. But knowing Cornette, what's going to happen is he's going to spray. There he is. He's going to spray the towel. He's got the towel on the man's face. And it looks like Ricky Morton is out for the count on this one as Dr. Tom Pritchard goes for the cover. Where's the referee? Here comes Mark Curtis outside. Is he going to give a 2 count? 1, 2, 3. And I believe the match is over as the towel comes back. One of the fans threw it in. And so the match is over with the Heavenly Bodies managed by Jim Cornette. Again, one of those tricks of the trade for Cornette. Throws the towel away to erase all the evidence, and the Heavenly Bodies are going to be crowned the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions here in Hazard, Kentucky. Once again, your winner, the Heavenly Bodies managed by Jim Cornette, who pulled out the bacon out of the fire one more time with the Heavenly Bodies.
The Heavenly Bodies, once again, the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions, as the next leg of the tour goes to Welch, West Virginia. The match this time, a Texas death match. There was no tape of this encounter, but in the 10th fall of this contest, the Rock and Roll Express once again defeated the Heavenly Bodies to come up the champions, which takes us on to Freedom Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee, and it is a street fight match. Anything goes, as the newly crowned champions, the Rock and Roll Express, puts it all on the line against the Heavenly Bodies.
With the advantage, but Pritchard up from the backside. Let's see what Morton's going after now. He's got something in his hand, a bandana, and he uses it like a lariat as he takes Stan Lane to the canvas. 2 and almost a 3 count. Cornette up on the ring apron, and he gets nailed. Cornette is down at ringside. Now, Les, that could have been us up there. Now Ricky Morton, all 4 men on the floor now. The ring looks like it has been ripped to shreds. Now Cornette picking up a table now. Let's be ready to roll. Ready to move. Wait a minute. A little help right here. Morton into that table, being used as a battering ram into the table.
It's getting wild out here. There are chairs flying. There are bodies everywhere. Stan Lane's mouth is busted. He's bleeding from the mouth. We can't hardly see this, but now Cornette and Stan Lane doing a double team on Ricky Morton right into the table. They have this table propped up at ringside.
On the far side is Pritchard pounding away at Robert Gibson, but that's still a pretty even match over there, Dutch. But the handicap of Cornette helping Stan Lane over here has taken Morton to his knees.
Well, I would say right now, Tom Pritchard bleeding heavily from the, he looks like over the eye.
Morton looks to be open now. Morton's opened up now.
Wait a minute, Jim Cornette has thrown something at Robert Gibson. Now the titles are on the line, fans. Remember that. This is a championship
Cornette
match.
used that tennis racket into the throat of Ricky Morton.
This is a street fight, and we said the rules are they are no rules.
What I think you just throwing before was baby powder. I'm getting a whiff of it as it's blowing in our direction. And we're trying to keep track of this action, Dutch, but it is all over this building.
Well, what that powder does, if it gets in your lungs, you cannot breathe for a while. And now it looks like they're tying Ricky Morton into the ropes, and that will incapacitate him for a while, especially if they tie it into a tight knot. Referee Mark Curtis
is down.
He gets popped. He's down. It looked like he took it right in the eye. Wait a minute. That's some humiliation.
Looks like the powder caught Gibson in the face, in the face.
Cornette is pounding Morton. Now, you have to realize now, a lot of animosity between Cornette and the Rock and Roll Express dating all the way back to 1984, starting in the Mid-South, going to the NWA, and now culminating right here in Smoky Mountain. A lot of bad blood between Cornette and whoever he is managing.
And the heavenly bodies are in control, and Jim Cornette is having a field day as he pounds away at the incapacitated Ricky Morton. Now he's got the tennis racket going to the midsection with that.
At least the referee is up. He's rubbing his eye. The referee, Mark Curtis.
They're double teaming Gibson now as Lane with a savant kicks into the chest.
Now we're trying to get, we got a referee. They have cut, one of the ring assistants here has cut Ricky Morton loose from the rope. And now he's reaching for a chair. Wow. Wait a minute.
They've got a plastic bag.
Now, if they hold this on long enough, this can suffocate Robert Gibson. These men they fully intend to hurt one of the Rock and Roll Express.
Here comes Morton with a chair. Here comes Ricky Morton with a chair.
Ricky Morton is open wide up, and now Stan Lane sees him. He made a mistake. He pumped toward Morton, and Morton, cleaning house with that folding chair that he found outside the ring.
Morton get his second win now. He's got the heavenly.
We got Ricky Morton bleeding. We got Tom Pritchard bleeding. We got Stan Lane bleeding from the mouth. Robert Gibson is barely being able to get his breath back. His face full of powder right here at Freedom Hall in Junction City. The Thanksgiving Thunder Tour. What a wild match. It was everything we hyped it to be and more.
Gibson is going to the ring with the table. He has taken that 6-foot table into the ring.
It's getting wild. Now they got the table. It may be payback in kind, courtesy of the Rock and Roll Express. And now, wait a minute. He went to throw him. He slipped away, but here it goes. Right in.
Lane hits the table. Here goes Pritchard right behind him. He's into the table.
And we see the blood. We can't quite see it. I don't know if you fans can see it. A blood stain on top of the table. That Tom Pritchard's head hit it when they shot him into that upright table in the corner.
The only two participants that aren't bleeding at this point are
Cornette back on ringside now. Wait a minute.
And Gibson. Wait a minute. Cornette's in there now. Cornette inside. Let's see what's going to happen. Gibson the tennis racket.
Now they got Jim Cornette. Tennis racket. Look, all the fans are standing. And now the tennis racket's down almost on that table here.
Gibson as Pritchard gets him from behind. Let's see what Pritchard goes for him. Gibson out of the way, and the lariat catches Jim Cornette.
Now we got the Rock and Roll shooting Pritchard in for a ride. The double drop kick, the signature move of the Rock and Roll. Referee down. 1,
Morton trying for the pin. He gets the 1 count. Now Morton follows Lane outside. Cornette is down as he gets nailed again by Robert Gibson.
I've never seen Cornette get nailed both times now. Wait a minute.
On the outside there.
What's Tom Pritchard doing? He's putting something on his boot. Something on his boot here. He's tapping it into the mat. Here it comes. And a kick.
And down goes Gibson. Pritchard pulls him down. Let's see if he's going to get the pin.
If we can get him here.
And 3 count.
Got him.
Those titles have changed hands again, Dutch.
Winners come out, and once again, Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Sweet Stan Lane, Dr. Tom Pritchard, the Heavenly Body.
And once again,
And how do you top action that wild? I'll tell you how. You move right on to Knoxville Civic Coliseum for the final leg of Thanksgiving Thunder, the 4 Faces of Fear Challenge. And it is a barbed wire fence match. Anything goes. It's a tough one. And now the new champions, the Heavenly Bodies, are putting it all on the line against the Rock and Roll Express.
Lane and Pritchard round heads here. Both men look to the center of the ring. Pritchard and Stan Lane down. Here's Tom Pritchard going into the front. He's got something here, wrestling fans. It looks like some type of a package. He's tearing at it. White powder flowing from it. Here comes Robert Gibson, gets a face full of white powder. Ricky Morton, Stan Lane on the far side. Tom Pritchard lands a couple of shots to Ricky Morton's forehead. Now they double team Ricky Morton. Robert Gibson can't see. Here's Jim Cornette in all of this. Ricky Morton and Tom Pritchard battling away. Here comes Stan Lane right back. Robert Gibson gets back into it. They're going to mix it up here. Whirling, turning is Robert Gibson, hitting both Tom Pritchard and Stan Lane. Now here is Robert Gibson going to the trunks, getting a foreign object. He's got a chain. He's pounding away at the head of Dr. Tom Pritchard. Cornette's got something in his hand. Looks like a can, a towel. Is it going to be the ether again? He's used this before, wrestling fans, as Robert Gibson has the advantage now with that chain. And the kick by Ricky Morton sends that towel into the head of Stan Lane. And there is the roll-up and the count. 1, 2, 3 as Robert Gibson sprays that can of ether. And wrestling fans here at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum, we've got a brand new tag team champion. It's the Rock and Roll Express. Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton. Here comes Jim Cornette with a spray can. He's being cut off, and here is our champions congratulating themselves on a victory at the Knoxville Coliseum. The new Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions.
You know, brother, and I'd like to thank all the nice fans out there that stood behind the Rock and Roll Express through thick and thin. We told the fans, Ricky, we could do it, and by God, we are now the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions.
You got that, Robert. You know from experience of being champions right here in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, you got the toughest competition in the world. Because in the last 2 weeks, we have been Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions on 3 different occasions. But there's one thing left we got to do. Throughout all the matches that we have had with the Heavenly Body, it's always been Jimmy Cornette sticking his nose where it don't belong. Well, it's not going to be over, Jimmy Cornette, until we get our hands on you. That's why we asked for a handicap match with you on the Heavenly Body side with the titles on the line. Because we know for sure, Jimmy Cornette, we can beat your Heavenly Bodies. And when it's over with, it's on you, baby. It's all up to you to see what you got, Jimmy Cornette, because we don't think you got nothing. All you got is a big mouth with hot wind, baby. And we're going to prove to all the nice fans right here at Smoky Mountain Wrestling that rock and roll is here to stay. We're not here to play.
All right, and fans, with me right now, here's Smoky Mountain Commissioner Bob Armstrong. And, Commissioner, I understand that you've got some exciting news for all the wrestling fans as sort of a special Christmas present.
You know, you're right, Bob. We certainly appreciate all the fans writing the letters to us, the way they attend the matches. This is our first year in professional wrestling. This organization has done wonders, and I want to thank the fans right now for it because they're the ones who made it this way. And rather than just saying thank you, we're going to do something about it. This Christmas weekend will be called
Christmas Chaos. Now, this is in conjunction with the TV station that you're watching right now. You're watching Smoky Mountain right now. We're going to be giving a lot of details later, Bob, but right now I want everybody to be thinking about Christmas. It's almost here. Christmas Chaos, some of the lowest prices that you've ever been able to see a wrestling match before, and we want to call it Fan Appreciation Night for all you people out there, so be listening later for more details about Christmas Chaos. And one more thing. Last week I told the Stud Stable that they'd have their championship match with the Heavenly Bodies. Well, it's not my fault. The Heavenly Bodies are not the champions anymore. Now, I've signed that match for December 12th, Morristown, Tennessee, East High School, the Studs and the Bodies. Now, Jimmy Cornette, I can't help it if you're not champion. Let the chips fall where they may in Morristown.
Fans, that's going to be something. And don't forget the special Christmas present either. All right, we'll be back. We'll have more right after this.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Dutch. I'm Dutch Mantell, and you're not. Today on my program, my special guest, Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies, and they're going to give us their comments on the upcoming Christmas Chaos. Jimmy?
Well, you know, the Rock and Roll Express, it wasn't bad enough that they stole our belts. It wasn't bad enough that they ripped us off like thieves in a night. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves could not even begin to equal the rip-off that we suffered at the hands of the Rock and Roll Express. Now, they have gone to Commissioner Bob Armstrong, and they've got this situation. It's a 3-on-2 handicap match at Christmas Chaos. Stan Lane, Tom Pritchard, and me in the ring, 3 of us against the 2 of them. Now, they got to be crazy in the first place because there's no way they can beat Stan Lane and Tom Pritchard, the Heavenly Bodies, together, much less with a man of my caliber in the ring. But I don't want to get in the ring. I'm afraid I might hurt him and get arrested. That's why I don't want to get, not because I'm scared. No. I don't want to get in the ring. But you know something else? I am so upset at what's happened with the situation where Bob Armstrong went out and signed a match with us against the Stud Stable where we were to defend the title before we were stolen from. That's why I've asked my good friends Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden, the Stud Stable, to come on in here, guys. It's good to see you guys.
How y'all doing?
You know, Bob Armstrong set this match up trying to instigate, trying to stir things up between us and our good friends. But, of course, I know it's not going to work because, you see, now that is the unfortunate part about it. Now that we're no longer the champions, don't have the belts. Right now, for the time being, there's really, I guess there's no point in having the match anymore. So we might as well, you know, it would have been a great thing. I would have loved to have seen it. They would have, you know, everybody would have fun. So, but I guess there's no more reason to have the thing, so we'll just forget about it.
I figured when I talked to Jimmy, he said we might ought to go ahead and have the match. What about contenders, Dutch? Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean, Robert? We're not the champions anymore, so there's no sense in having the match anymore, you know, man. It's just a waste of time.
Well, I just figured it'd be the best bet, you know, Bob Armstrong. We didn't want to get the commissioner mad or nothing. Let's go ahead and have the match. Let's find out who the #1 contender is here. Dutch, what do you think?
Okay. You know, let me be the first guy to say this. I've admired you guys a long time, you know. Now, well, I appreciate it. You know, I just want to say this right off the bat here. You know, even though you guys hadn't had the national exposure that we have, I've always admired you guys because you've been on top of the game right here in the local little small-time stuff, and it'd be a pleasure for us to wrestle you, but, you know, no more belts, so what the heck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we really don't.
Hey, Stan, let me tell you something. You know, we used to being the champions. We've been champions all our lives, and you might say top dog, so to speak. We're used to the wrestlers coming to us to get a title shot, kind of like what you guys have been doing. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, Jimmy, you know, I tell you what, if you guys are set on the match, I can tell you this. At least I know that it'll be a clean match. I know we won't break the rules, and you guys won't break the rules. And we sure won't break the rules. You got my word on it. You got Stan's word. I know you got Jim's word on it too, guys. So, hey,
I tell you what, sportsmanship, that's something that we live by. And if we do have the match, I know that that's something that's going to take place. It's nothing but sportsmanship. I tell you what, Dutch, I wish you could be there to see it. You know, it should be a great match. I'm sorry you can't be there.
Well, I am going to be there. See, Jimmy, I'm the associate member of the Stud Stable, as you can tell by my Tennessee Stud honorary jacket, and I'm going to be there just to see a great wrestling match.
Yeah. Well, Dutch, you know, I've admired you. I've known you. I've admired you for years and years and years. I was 5 years old. I was looking up at you when you were a veteran, you know, and I said, man, I admire that Dutch mentality, but you're taking too much on yourself, you know, Dutch. Just between me and you, you're taking too much of a load on yourself. You need to stick with your commentary. Don't come to, you're a commentator. You're doing great. Bob Carter will be nothing without you. Stay there. Don't go in the manager because.
Am I with you guys or not?
Yes, you are.
Well, Jimmy, I'm going to be right across the ring from you. If we have the match, I'm going to be right there.
You don't want to miss this one, Dutch.
Well,
it's going to be a real scientific
we got to offer our hands in sportsmanship and friendship.
Okay.
Put it there, pal.
Thank you.
It's going to be a great match.
Be a great match. There you had it, ladies and gentlemen. Down and Dirty with Dutch. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Well, the wildest action that we've seen yet took place in the Battle of the Brutes. That was the Mongolian Stomper versus the evil Kevin Sullivan. Well, the action wasn't over when the match was. So, fans, that's exciting. Let's go take a look at what happened during that one.
62 pounds from outer Mongolia. Let's give a warm welcome back to the Mongolian Stomper.
Now here comes the Stomper right to the ring. He's been with Kevin Sullivan. And they go right to it.
He never even makes the ring. These two wild men are battling at one another.
They're coming our way here.
Sullivan over the outside.
Stand up. I can't see them. They're outranked, but they're in the back somewhere. They're going up into the stand. This, I said before, I predicted this was going to be a wild match, and I didn't think the yard would hold them, and obviously it was true.
Will the building hold them, you think? That they're headed towards the lobby.
Out the front door, the security is going up there now. See, one of the security men going up. They're almost in the top section here at Freedom Hall, Johnson City. And they're so far away, I can't actually tell what's happening.
Sullivan heading for the lobby.
They're out of sight, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot see. Hey, no.
There he is.
They're in the top deck. They're almost up as high as they can go.
Sullivan over the railing and headed back this way, and the Stomper in hot pursuit.
I don't know if he's headed back. He's just trying to get away from the Mongolian Stomper. We said these are two of the wildest men in professional wrestling. These men rules mean nothing to them. The Mongolian Stomper brought in, especially by Bob Armstrong. Bob Armstrong looking for a man, looking for any man who can take the measure over Kevin Sullivan.
Dutch,
of course, that stems from the Brian Lee incident. We talked about it before. That incredibly violent carnage that Kevin Sullivan, the master, and the two disciples, Molokai and the Night Stalker, put on Brian Lee. Brian Lee, of course, out, supposedly returning back to Smoky Mountain. The question remains, is he going to be gun-shy when he comes back? I don't know.
Absolutely. He's a young man. He was high on the totem pole. And the injury list, of course, Dutch, as long as your arm with Brian Lee. But as you said, when he comes back, how will it affect him mentally?
I don't know, but right now the battle continues between the master and the Mongolian Stomper. A kick. Wait a minute.
Going to Shinodomaki. Trying for the Shinodomaki. His hold that is used for so many years to win titles.
Wait a minute. We're joined at ringside by one of the disciples. The Night Stalker. Wait a minute. Stomper going back. And the Stomper now is throwing. He's put the Shinodomaki. He's put it on the Night Stalker. Sullivan climbing the rope. Coming off.
Sullivan now with a chop. Stomper 2 against 1 in an unscheduled handicap match. And the Night Stalker putting those big size 15s right into the midsection.
Now the referee, Mark Curtis down. There goes the bell.
We have no official at this moment, and Sullivan and his protege are having their way with a Mongolian Stomper. Both of them kicking away at the Stomper in the corner now. And the Stomper needs help on this one, Dutch.
And a big heave hole right out the corner. Now here comes Bobby Fulton. Here comes Robbie Eagle. Wait a minute.
Out goes Bobby Fulton. In comes Robbie Eagle.
Fulton's out. Robbie Eagle's down now. Here comes Moorhead. A clothesline on Robbie Eagle. Here comes Dixie Dynamite. Dixie Dynamite back out. Now we were talking about the mind control that Kevin Sullivan now. Here comes the wild-eyed son of Tracy's mother.
And here comes Sullivan and the Stalker.
And Sullivan opened up from the head.
He's got his damage.
Still standing. And we hear him right behind us.
Sullivan has done his damage. He and his protege.
Wait a minute now.
Look at the Stomper.
Wait a minute. The Stomper, he wants no friends. He wants no friends. Now he's turning it around on all the guys that came to help him. Everybody out of the ring. Everybody out of the ring.
Fans, we're here in the locker room They're trying to get some words from the Mongolian Stomper, but as you can tell, there's pandemonium in the locker room, chaos just going wild.
Let me tell you this, I knew the Mongolian Stomper was the wildest dude I've ever seen in my life. He's fought all over the building. I'll tell you, Kevin Sullivan, you got a monster to face. A Mongolian Stomper is as wild as he's ever been, Brian, and he don't show no signs of slacking up. So Kevin Sullivan, the master, you may be in for a big problem, brother, because this man is wild as he can.
Out, he's loose, he's loose.
What is the matter?
Fans, Smoky Mountain Wrestling returns to Morristown at the East High School on Saturday, December 12th at 8 p.m. The biggest card ever in Morristown. You'll see Paul Orndorff, Ronnie Garvin, Kevin Sullivan, the Mongolian Stomper, Tim Horner, plus Jim Cornette's Heavenly Bodies take on Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden with Dutch Mantell. Christmas Chaos comes to the Knoxville Civic Coliseum on Christmas night, Friday, December 25th at 7:30. It's Catch Fox 43 Fan Appreciation Night. All seats only $4.30 in Knoxville. You'll see Kevin Sullivan and the Night Stalker taking on the Mongolian Stomper and a partner. Tim Horner and Ronnie Garvin taking on Paul Orndorff and the Dirty White Boy at Christmas Chaos in Knoxville.
You know, Horner, it seems like you can't ever get the job done. You want to blame everybody else for your failures. So what do? You call a hands of stone Ronnie Garvin to be your partner at Christmas Chaos. Well, that's fine and dandy, Horner, because I went and I got myself a partner, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. So at Christmas Chaos, gentlemen, we're just going to see how bad you boys really are, and can you take on the team of the Dirty White Boy and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff? I don't think so.
It's Christmas Chaos at the Civic Coliseum in Knoxville Christmas night for the Smoky Mountain Tag Team titles. A 3-on-2 handicap match, the Rock and Roll Express taking on the Heavenly Bodies and Jim Cornette.
And a tag team title on the line. You see what Bob Armstrong is doing in Knoxville, huh? He's just like the people of East Tennessee. You kicked Johnny Majors out after all those years of service. It's not a wonder they couldn't put together a winning team. Those idiot East Tennessee rednecks, they can't even find the bus to get to the game. But Bob Armstrong's the same way. I've been a loyal and faithful servant of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and now he wants to get my neck broke, putting us against Fuller and Golden in Morristown. And then, Christmas Chaos, Christmas night in Knoxville, me in the ring against the Rock and Roll Express in a handicap match. I tell you what, Rock and Roll, you're going to be the one that's handicapped when that thing's over, because I got a few surprises up my sleeve, brother.
Fans, it's been a great hour of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. You've just seen some of the tremendous action that took place during the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour. And right now, here's Commissioner Bob Armstrong again, who whet our appetites a little earlier for Christmas Chaos. Have you got any more information on that one?
You know, Bob, I've been a busy boy. I've been on the phone with the board of directors, and I've come up with a triple main event for Christmas Chaos. Now, I want you to listen to this.
All right.
The Mongolian Stomper and a partner. And the reason I say a partner, so far nobody will sign with a man because you know what a nut he is. Right. He's crazy enough. He can whip anybody in his way. But when he finds that partner, he's going to be going against Mr. Evil himself, Kevin Sullivan, and that huge Night Stalker friend of his. Also, the second triple main event, Tim Horner and Ronnie Garvin versus the Dirty White Boy and Paul Orndorff. How about that one?
Yes, sir.
And how about the next main event? A 3-on-2 handicap. Rock and Roll gets that chance that not only the Heavenly Bodies, but Mr. Jim Cornette will have his buns in that ring just as well instead of outside running around. And if you think this is something, that's 3 main events. The preliminary card on Christmas Chaos looks like a main event in any arena in the world. I'll be coming back to you with more of it later.
All right, fans, you heard that. We'll be giving you more information on Christmas Chaos. That's an event you don't want to miss. Hey, it's been a great hour. Next week right here, it's the Dirty White Boy versus Tim Horner for the title, and we'll see you then.